Oh, hey, Witchlings. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. Oh my gosh, your top is so cute. I love it. So today we're going to be making a page in my book of shadows. So why don't you grab your book too, and we can make a page together. Today, I'm going to make a page about the planets. Let me know if you like it. I'll post more art stuff if you do. I love you. Bye. I got my book of shadows out. I got myself some black paint, and I'm gonna get started on some pages for my lovely 4 first planets. Are you guys gonna work in your book of shadows today with me? What y'all gonna do? Write it in the comments. So this black paint that I'm starting with is not just paint. I did kind of want to give this a really good base. So it's fireplace ash, some black pepper, some black ink, just a lot of things to make sure that the base was really strong and like banished, I guess, so that no other residual feelings would be on this page, so it could just embody the feelings of the planets. And if y'all remember in my book, it is a book about watercolor, so there's a lot of really cool paintings in the background, and I tried to keep some of the background colors in because I thought it was really cool. They look kind of like sunsets or nebula, I suppose, in my planetary background. I also threw a little dragon's blood. Isn't it so cool how dragon's blood does that? Like, splatters like actual blood? It looks really cool. But, so this is my base for my planets. I'm going to start out with the first 4 planets this time. We're going to do Mercury, Mars, Jupiter, and Venus on this page. And then in my next video, I'm going to do some more planets. So, because, you know, there's like, what, 9 planets? And there's also the moon. So I use my Sailor Moon calendar to get my inspiration for the planets. And the moons, the Sailor Moon characters are pretty good representations for the planets, to be fair. So I always identified with Mercury as a kid, and I am a Gemini, and that's kind of the symbol that she has on her as well. No, is it? Well, I think she is a Gemini, but her symbol always was really good to me. And Mars, I really don't connect very well with Mars. I think she's just too gruff for me. I need some more gentle spirits. Jupiter! Jupiter's a really good gentle spirit. She's like a kind older sister, and I really love her. She's just so sweet, and she's enthusiastic and caring. She's more the energy that I love. And then next we have Venus, but I did also cut out the other characters that I'm going to be doing for the other planets. So I just used, I think if I were to do this again, I would probably cut them out with a little bit more extra space, because it gives you space to blend them in to the actual background, because I kind of used the black ink to make it look like they were coming out of the page. So that was my concept here. Oh, and I love Uranus and Neptune. They're so cute together. Oh my god. It's a sweet couple. And I always was infatuated with Neptune too. Once she came on the scene when I was a kid, I was like, oh, I wish to be her. But in America, they didn't really show that they were a couple, which is silly, because I think it was reasonably evident that they were a couple, but I was a kid and I didn't know any better. Oh, and then I was super excited about Saturn, because she's like my dark spirit that I have deep within me. So now that we have all of our characters cut out, look at them, they're so cool. And get started working on the book, and I'm so excited. So I kind of just wanted to start by gluing them in, and I had some of my glue. I was going to make like a glue mix, some of my black ink that I made earlier with fireplace ash, and then some moon water, because I usually do everything in my book with either moon water or rainwater, and this time I actually added a little bit of my homemade mead to the mix, just to give it a little bit more of my sweet potency. And this mix was a little bit light. I think I would probably do glue sticks next time, even though they're not so magical. It does keep them on the page a little bit better. So I added a little extra glue, and this glue is actually glow-in-the-dark glitter glue. So sometimes you can see a little bit of glow in certain areas on the page, but it's kind of hard to tell. But I wish there was like really glitter, like really bright glowing glue. That'd be super cool. So like it actually like was a really strong black light kind of color. That'd be pretty sweet. But so I started out by gluing them on, and then later you'll see I'm going to color the edges to make them blend into the page a little bit better, to make them more united. And I did give a little space in the edges because I wanted to add some washi tape, but I think I might get new washi tape that's more planetal, more like stars and things. Oh, hey, Andy, what's up, cat? Because the washi tape I got from wish.com, and it's like Japanese inspired, so it's little pagodas, but I don't really think it fits very well. It kind of looks just placed there. But I got them all glued here. So I guess I can start reviewing what I'm going to talk about the planets next. So for each planet, I'm going to do its symbols, its colors, its like gems, trees, the plants it's associated with, incense, its metal, and its day of the week, as well as its error, like its elemental sign. So starting off with Mercury. Mercury has the symbol of a wand. She has, I believe, yellow, green, purple, and reddish, orangish color. She has fire opal, carnelian, banded agate, and then for her trees, there's there's mulberry, birch, pistachio, aspen, and magnolia. So cool. And then some of her herbs are marjoram, lavender, which I think might be why she's so comforting to me, because I love lavender. She also identifies with ferns. Some of the incense you can burn to honor Mercury would include star anise and bergamot. I like to use bergamot. Oh yeah, put salt on top, I forgot. It kind of helps it look a bit more distressed. It didn't do like the regular salt thing when you have a ton of watercolor on the page, but it still ended up looking pretty cool. So here I have a little extra glitter glue where I'm putting them down the page a little bit stronger because it was peeling up a little bit in the edges. But this blending effect looks super cool. Later I did actually put some makeup on them all too. I had some glitter makeup and I put a little bit on each of them that kind of represented their colors. Yo, and you can see some of my makeup there on Venus. A little glitter makeup that's kind of gold colored. Alright, now we're going to get into writing all the stuff that I'm talking about. So for the elements for Mercury, can you guess which one of them is? It's Mercury. Mercury and aluminum are the metals, and Mercury is also represented on Wednesday. So if you're having a really bad Wednesday, just think about sweet little Mercury helping you out. Next for Mars, her symbols are the wolf and the sword. Her color is red. And she has little boy symbol, I guess. And then what is Mercury's is like the girl symbol with little ears. And the gems for Mars include ruby, garnet, bloodstone, and red agate. Those really red stones that you kind of expect. They're kind of aggressive. For trees, she has ash, holly, which I love holly, white fig, mahogany, which is a nice one, arbutus, which is not one I'm super familiar with. Oh, yellow is the color for Mercury I was missing there. Okay, yellow. So for the elements that are the herbs that are good for her are cactus, which makes sense, nettles, dandelions, and arrowroot. So if you think of dandelions, it kind of adds that fire. I kind of wonder if dandelion tea might help you be more aggressive if that's the case. So as far as incense, you can burn dragon's blood and peppermint, which are two that I use pretty often. I use peppermint in a lot of my stuff just because it smells so invigorating, and both of those kind of give you a lot of energy and power, so I kind of bet that's why those are good ones for her. I burn dragon's blood a ton, and I put it in a lot of my spell books. In a lot of my, because dragon's blood as an ink is just so cool, I think. As far as metals are concerned, for Mars, we have iron and steel, which makes sense because they're strong. And the day of the week that she has is Tuesday. Next, as we color those ladies in, I'll jump over to Jupiter, which I love Jupiter. Hers is like a 4 with a little dealy pop on top, and her symbols include dolphin and the eagle. Her colors are purple and blue, although in the anime, she's green. So I don't know what I think about that. I think I would probably still identify with her as green, even though the resources say otherwise. The colors that she's good with include turquoise, amethyst, and sapphire, which makes sense because they're all like those bluey purples. Maybe it's because she's kind of a calm, loving spirit. Maybe that's why those colors are for her. For trees, there are a ton of trees for her. I kind of had to cut it down. I think because she's just so stable and strong that trees really kind of pull what she feels out. So they include oak, cedar, pine, olive, hickory, maple, chestnut, and sycamore. Some of those that really stand out to me are maple trees and oak trees because I got a lot of them around here. As far as like herbs are concerned, she has flax, which I use in a lot of my stuff. It's good to make you feel good. So maybe that's why. She also has sage, borage, agrimony, agrimony. I'm bad at words. And liverwort. In those group, obviously I use flax. I put them in my waffles and everything. And then I also use sage quite a bit. I use it for tea too. Sage is really good for tea if you have any belly issues. For the incense for her, we have clove and nutmeg, which are two that I use pretty often as well. For metals, hers is tin. Her day of the week is Thursday. Now, I'm not really good at my symbols for the elements, but hers is, I think it's air for her and Mercury, and then fire, obviously, for Mars, and then for Jupiter, I think it's water and earth, I believe. I have to work on that. I'm not so good at my elemental symbols. And then last for Venus, we have her symbols are the goat, the dove. Her colors are pink and green, and her symbol is the little lady symbol, or female. Yes. And her gems include emerald, jade, rose quartz, and amazonite. Amazonite's really pretty, but I can't find it very often. I like to buy a bunch of discounted beads at Michael's, and I use those for my practice because it's a good way to get really good beads, and then like I can make necklaces with them too. Then you get the elements too. As far as trees are concerned, she has apple tree, pear, sweet cherry, red rose, hawthorn, and then for the herbs, hers are vernon, myrtle, and foxglove. Which foxglove kind of threw me because that's like a poison, right? And then for incense, hers include rose, which makes sense, and geranium. Geranium makes sense too because it's a really nice smell. That's what I used to clean my kitchen with. For the metals, hers include copper and bronze, and her day of the week is Friday. So yeah, that's the information I have here. Now, one thing I forgot that I think I will add is I do want to add the deities that correspond with the planets, and I haven't done that yet. Like, obviously Mars is Mars, but other than that, I would like to add more correspondence. Like, I bet that for me, I would identify Frigg as, I would say maybe Venus, because she is a symbol of love, but also, I don't know, I feel like she's kind of the energy of Jupiter. So I could really see her just embodying the feelings of Jupiter. But then again, like, I identify roses with her, even though it's not one that's really one on our sheet, but I could see that. And then, I don't know, probably Loki would be fire element, so I suppose that would probably be Mars, right? And then Odin would probably be Mercury, is my guess, because he's about intelligence and thought and research and things like that, and the dedication to a cause. And then for the other ones, I could see, like, I don't know, Artemis. I don't know. I don't know the other path as well, the other pantheons as well, because this is one I work with more. Because I mostly work with the Norse pantheon, as you guys probably could tell. But I love the other pantheons as well. It's just they haven't spoken to me yet, and that's a-okay. Last, I got my little symbols on here. I need to make a page just about the elemental symbols because I'm really bad at them. And I need to learn more about what they are for the symbols. But in my next video, I'm going to go over the next ladies, and I'm really excited. So we'll see if there's a part 2 to this video in the near future. Happy Lammas, everybody. Thanks for joining me. I hope you guys had a fun time working in your books. Love you. Watch a video. If you like and subscribe.